Conscious sedation. Should conscious sedation be used to reduce pain associated with outpatient hysteroscopic procedures? Conscious sedation should not be routinely used in outpatient hysteroscopic procedures as it confers no advantage in terms of pain control and the woman's satisfaction over local anesthesia. Life-threatening complications can result from the use of conscious sedation. Appropriate monitoring and staff skills are mandatory if procedures are to be undertaken using conscious sedation. Sedative drugs such as anesthetics, anxiolytics, and opioids are administered by oral, intravenous, transmucosal, or inhalational routes. Any drug that depresses the central nervous system has the potential to impair respiration, circulation, or both. Close monitoring of the woman must be undertaken by a designated staff member to ensure maintenance of continuous verbal contact and adequate oxygen saturation. Monitoring of blood pressure and electrocardiogram should be considered in high-risk cases, and staff trained in acute airway management and anesthetic support should be immediately available. Vaginoscopy. Thus, a vaginoscopic approach to outpatient hysteroscopy reduce pain and increase the feasibility of the procedure. Vaginoscopy reduces pain during diagnostic rigid outpatient hysteroscopy. Vaginoscopy should be the standard technique for outpatient hysteroscopy, especially where successful insertion of a vaginal speculum is anticipated to be difficult and where blind endometrial biopsy is not required. Vaginoscopy, or the no-touch approach to hysteroscopy, refers to a technique where the hysteroscope is introduced into the vagina through the cervical canal and into the uterine cavity without the need for vaginal speculum or cervical instrumentation. In a systematic review, vaginoscopy was associated with significantly less procedural pain. Vaginoscopy allows increased external movement of the hysteroscope. Appendix number 1. Terminology. Conscious sedation. Conscious sedation refers to an arousable but drowsy state in which a woman can communicate and maintain an airway. Sedation techniques aim to make potentially unpleasant interventions more acceptable. However, there is potential for the drugs to impair respiration, circulation, or both. This dictates that the operator should have advanced training in airway management and anesthesia. Direct intracervical, cervical anesthesia. Local anesthetic is injected directly into the cervix, intracervical or direct cervical block. The anesthetic solution should be distributed equally to all cervical quadrants. The majority of the anesthetic should be injected at the deepest possible point in each quadrant, with some distributed evenly along the length of the cervix as the needle is withdrawn. Outpatient hysteroscopy, office or ambulatory. The term outpatient hysteroscopy encompasses office and ambulatory hysteroscopy. Paracervical anesthesia. Local anesthetic is injected into vaginal mucosa at the cervico-vaginal junction. 1 to 2 milliliters of anesthetic is injected to produce swelling and blanching of the tissue around the cervix. The needle is then advanced into the vaginal vault and the anesthetic is delivered to a depth of 1 to 2.5 cm. Care should be taken to aspirate before injection to avoid inadvertent intravascular injection. The injection site may be tracked by injecting as the needle progresses. The standard bilateral injections are at the 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock positions, although 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock positions are often used. Procedural pain. For the purpose of this guideline, procedural pain is defined as an overall global assessment of pain associated with outpatient hysteroscopy. If a global score was not given, the pain experienced during inspection of the cavity was used. Topical anesthesia or transcervical. Anesthetic gels such as Instilla gel, which contain lidocaine hydrochloride of 2% and chlorhexidine gluconate solution of 0.25%, creams such as Emla, which contains lidocaine 2.5% and prilocaine 2.5%, or sprays such as xylocaine or lidocaine 10%, are applied to the ectocervix, cervical canal, or into the uterine cavity. Absorption through mucous membranes may be slow and unreliable, so sufficient time should be allowed for the anesthetic to work. Vaginoscopy. The vaginoscopic or no-touch technique involves introducing the hysteroscope into the vagina without a speculum or cervical instrumentation. The labia minora are then held closed and the table tilted backwards to keep the distension medium inside the vagina. The hysteroscope is slowly advanced to visualize the cervix and identify the cervical os. The scope then traverses the cervical canal and passes into the uterine cavity. Vasovagal reaction. Vasovagal reactions are caused by stimulation of the parasympathetic nervous system. The cervix receives parasympathetic innervation from the sacral nerves. Manipulation and dilatation of the cervix can lead to stimulation of the parasympathetic nervous system, which causes hypotension and bradycardia and causes women to feel sick and faint. They may display clinical signs such as pallor, sweating, and reduced conscious state. Most women will recover rapidly if the procedure is stopped and instruments removed and they are put in supine or recovery position. Cool fanning, fluids, and reassurance will hasten recovery. In rare cases, atropine may need to be given.